What is good, everybody? It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Some breaking news just went down. Pretty big news. It affects the Bulls in a major way. As you can see, I did not change anything with the title. Hold up. Let me get a little lower. Right here. The title here. Didn't change nothing with that. Didn't change nothing with the cover picture because the question still remains. Should the Chicago Bulls trade up tonight? The Atlanta Hawks sent a cluster of picks to acquire the fourth pick in the draft. So now they have their guy. They want to go for DeAndre Hunter because they have Trae Young. They have their point guard. So that moves Darius Garland down, possibly to 5. But now here's where it gets tricky, right? Here's where it all starts to get a little messy. The T-Wolves also moved up. The T-Wolves traded with the Suns to get the 6th pick. That's where it gets a little messy. Because the T-Wolves have expressed big interest in their hunt for a point guard, i.e., they're trying to get in that Darius Garland range. So now the question still remains. Nothing has changed. The question still remains. Should the Chicago Bulls trade up? But now you know, locked in at that 4th pick is going to be DeAndre Hunter. You think you know. You think you know. You think you know what they're going to do. It could all be smoke screens, but you think you know. So do you trade up to 5 to make sure you get your guy? Do you trade up to 5 to make sure you get your guy? Now it's getting interesting because you're not only trading with a conference rival, a division rival, which the divisions really don't mean that much anymore anyway, but you're trading with somebody who, listen, you've gone to war with, you don't have a good relationship with. How's that work? How's that work out for you? Very interesting move. Very interesting move. If you're just joining us, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate the love. The Atlanta Hawks have moved up to that number 4 spot. Let me get the exact picks they traded here real quick. But really an interesting move because did it feel like maybe Cleveland was going to take DeAndre Hunter? It definitely didn't feel like the Pelicans or New York was. I mean, Atlanta was at 8, so maybe the Bulls would have if he was a last minute option. The picks that were traded, the Pelicans receive. Hold on. Atlanta reportedly acquired the number 4 pick, the number 57th selection, and veteran forward Solomon Hill from the Pelicans on Thursday in exchange for picks number 8, 17, and 35, as well as a heavily protected 2020 first rounder, which belonged to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So what does this mean for the Bulls? What does this mean for honestly, this shook up the draft entirely, didn't it? This completely shook up the draft because when you look at, we kind of thought in our minds exactly how this was going to go, right? Let's be real about it. We thought it was going to go 1 Zion, of course, 2 Ja, 3 possibly RJ, possibly why am I blanking on the young man's name? Oh my goodness, I've only been Darius Garland. I'm sorry, possibly Darius Garland. But now Atlanta moves into that 4 spot, and they've said they want DeAndre Hunter. They want that wing. They want that guy. They traded up to get their guy. Do the Bulls have the cojones to do the same thing? Do the Bulls have the cojones to do the same thing? Should the Bulls have the cojones to do the same thing? That's why I didn't change anything about the banner here, anything about the picture, because the question still remains. Should the Bulls trade up tonight? Should they be looking to move ahead? Because now the team that wants that pick, now the team that says that they want that next guy, that point guard, the Memphis Grizzlies. And they've come out and they've said it already. So should the Bulls be looking to jump in front of Memphis, make a trade with Cleveland, Now it's getting tricky because Cleveland knows they have you. Cleveland knows they have you. And if you want that guy, you'll pay a little bit more for him, won't you? If he's your guy, if that's your guy, you'll pay a little bit more for him, won't you? That's the tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. I would like to see the Bulls make a smart decision. I think if it gets too rich, the Chicago Tribune spoke about how LaVine was not untouchable, but that the Bulls were highly unlikely to trade him. Lauri Markkanen is pretty much an untouchable piece, but that leaves a lot of talent on this team. You still don't know what C. Hutch is. You still don't know what Wendell Carter Jr. can be in this league. We've seen flashes of him not only just defensively, but also offensively, right? So do you want to get rid of those guys? Do you want to get rid of your unproven pieces? Do you not trust what you already have? Or is Darius Garland worth that much to you? Is that point guard worth that much to you? Because yes, there's point guards behind him, and let's put it in perspective. I'm intrigued by Darius Garland. I think that Darius Garland was Ja Morant before Ja Morant even came on the scene. But let's put it in perspective. 5 games. 5 games is all we've seen of him. 5 games is all we've seen of him. A lot of people feel that he can still be a beast. A lot of people feel that he can still come out and he can be dominant at the point guard position, that he can be Ja Morant-esque, if not better. They feel that he's a diamond in the rough because people don't know. And that 5 games at the last minute, teams are like, I don't know. But you know Cleveland's not going to take him. Vernon Alive, what up, bro? P1. You know Cleveland's not going to take him. Cleveland's got their guard of the future. I don't think you're running a backcourt. I don't think you're putting Darius Garland in that backcourt. I just don't, in my opinion. Memphis needs a point guard. Which another thing that kind of puts that is, does that mean they've moved off of Derrick Rose? Does that mean they're not feeling Derrick Rose? Should the Bulls be in the market for him? That's another question to be raised. A lot of interesting news that dropped. A lot of interesting news. If you're just joining live, please like the video. The Atlanta Hawks now own the 4th pick. And the Phoenix Suns have traded with the Memphis Grizzlies for the 6th pick, and they are looking to take a point guard. Should the Bulls trade up? I want to know your opinion. As always, this is Pat and the People, brought to you by Windy City Debris. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. Now it gets tough because I feel like at 4, like we saw, they wanted a veteran player and they wanted picks. You were going to give a lot of picks. You were going to have to give a lot of picks. Swave Rage. Yes, they should. You think they should trade up? You think they should trade up? For 4, you were going to have to give a lot of picks. Are you going to have to give those picks for 5? Listen, in my opinion, do I like Zach LaVine? Yes. But I think he's a part of the trade. And if you feel, I said it yesterday. I said it in the video yesterday, and I'll say it again today. If Darius Garland is your guy, if he's the guy that you've looked on the draft board and you've said, this guy will change our franchise. This is the guy who can be the next thing that Derrick Rose was for us. This is our next horse to hitch the wagon to. You trade up and you go get your guy. If it costs you Zach LaVine, it costs you Zach LaVine. Is Zach LaVine great? Yes. Let me cool off on that. Great's a tough word. Great's a big word there. I use great. Great's a big word there. Is Zach LaVine a very above average player? Yes. Scored 23 points a game, or 24 points a game last year as a 24-year-old. That is not easy to do in this league. I don't care if your argument is, well, he was taking all the shots on a bad team. Yeah, okay. So maybe he's not your number 1, but is Darius Garland your number 1? And if he's not your number 1, you know, it's a weird spot because you don't want to undervalue Zach LaVine, but at the same time, you don't want to overvalue him either. I don't think Lowry's moving one way or the other. I don't think the Bulls are moving Lowry one way or the other. I think if anybody goes, if they do initiate a trade with Cleveland, it's going to be Zach LaVine's going to be involved as well as the pick at 7. You might get a player back, probably some bad contracts on the Bulls. But is it worth Darius Garland? If you're just joining the live, Atlanta has acquired the 4th pick from the Pelicans. Memphis has the 6th pick, and Memphis says they're going to take a point guard. Atlanta says that they want DeAndre Hunter. They got their guard. They don't need another guard. They want DeAndre Hunter. You would expect Cleveland not to take a point guard there, but Memphis says they want a point guard at 6. They're moving up to try and get Darius Garland. Do the Bulls make a move? Vern in the live. I think we should and see what's available. It all depends on what Doug and the front office feel about their core group. Yeah. The core group as it is, listen, don't overvalue them, don't undervalue them, but there's talent on this team. If this team was healthy, you can't tell me that they wouldn't have gone further, possibly competing for a playoff spot. Not saying they got it, but possibly competing for one. Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, Otto Porter Jr., once they acquired him, we can't forget about him. Wendell Carter Jr., Chandler Hutchison, all these guys showed flashes of skill. Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine especially. Otto Porter especially down the stretch. But they got to be better. They got to be better. Don't get me wrong. So you can't say that they're untouchable. You can't say that we shouldn't move them. You can't say that there's no way we can get rid of a guy that scored 24 points a game. Listen, we traded Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was on the verge of being we traded Jimmy Butler when he was what, top 15? Top 15? It's interesting, man. I want to know y'all opinion. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. But should the Chicago Bulls be looking to trade up? I heard a few people say trade back. Listen, at this point, I don't think you can move. I don't think you can trade back at all. I think you got to stand pat. Either you're staying at 7 and you're hoping for the best. You're trying to see what's going to get picked there. You hope to find a gem, or you trade up at this point. Do you take a chance? And this is a big chance, ladies and gentlemen. This is a boom or bust player. This is a boom or bust player. We've seen these work out in the past, but we've also seen more of them fail than have worked out. Remember when the Bulls traded up for Doug McDermott? Vern, Doug Collins has been traveling a lot, and it's out there that he's really high on Culver. Now see, this is the thing. Culver doesn't solve your problem. I don't think at the point guard position. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't solve your problem. You still got that problem. Yeah, at 7, the Bulls are going to get a nice wing. Possibly. Honestly, other than the first 2 picks in this draft, you don't really know. But you're thinking you're going to end up with a pretty nice wing. Maybe a Cam Reddish, maybe Culver, you know. But is that what you want? You want to fix the positions you have right now. By trading Zach LaVine, what does that do? Maybe excuse me. Maybe you do trust some of the young guys you got in the back. Maybe they do. Maybe that's why they're thinking about trading. Maybe that's what opens the option to think about trading. Maybe you do trust Chandler Hutchison more than you're letting on. Maybe you do feel he can be that next guy. And then Zach LaVine's just a guy. Maybe in a few years, but see, this is the draft. This is the NBA draft. It's all maybes right now. It's all maybes right now. But you got to make that call. You put the GM hat on for the Chicago Bulls right now. Put the GM hat on. Are you calling Cleveland? Cleveland's probably asking for your 7th round pick, a future pick, and Zach LaVine. Let's set that in the beginning. In the beginning, let's set that as the low bar, because they could ask for more. Because they know right now Cleveland knows they have you, right? If you call them now, they know, oh, they want Darius Garland. Memphis has said they want a point guard. We're going to get what we can get. So you're probably, let's set the bar low, draft pick, the number 7 pick, a future pick, and Zach LaVine. Would you make that move? Would you make that move? I don't know. They were so high on Chandler Hutchinson last year. I got to believe that he's got something to show us that we didn't see. So maybe he can move into that 2 spot. But I don't know. Zach LaVine was good last year, guys. I'm not saying he's untouchable, but he was very good. A lot of people want to pick out he's a liability on defense. So are most of these players. And don't just think, oh, we can go get people in free agency. Free agency usually turns out to be fool's gold. Ask Houston how Chris Paul's working out. It's tough. A lot of tough decisions to be made. But I think the Chicago Bulls, I'm going to make a call on it. I think they think Darius Garland's their guy. Trade up. I'm saying that right now. I think they think Darius Garland is their guy. I think he believes that that Gar Forman, John Paxson believe that Darius Garland is the point guard of the future. Trade up. Go get your guy. I'll never not say that. As much as we judge Ryan Pace for going to get Mitch Trubisky, we knew Trubisky would probably be there. Nobody was looking at Mitchell Trubisky. But Pace had to be sure. He traded up. He went and got his guy. Bears fans, we ain't complaining right now. He went and got his guy. If you feel your guy's in this draft, if you feel Darius Garland is your point guard for the next 10, 15 years, go get your guy. That's all I got to say on it. Man. Let's see, Vern. This is not a draft question, but would you persuade Collins to come out of the front office, reconsider coaching because he's an old school coach but knows the modern games? Nah, let Doug Collins be. Y'all know Doug Collins didn't win for us, right? I always wonder that. Like, Doug Collins was our Vinny Del Negro. Y'all know that, right? A bit better than Vinny. Okay, let me not disrespect Doug. Much better than Vinny. But Doug Collins he didn't win. And he had Jordan. He didn't win. He didn't win in Philly. Didn't he have a little stint in Indiana too? Did he win in Indiana? I don't believe so. Swave Rage, what's your opinion on the draft lottery? I'm not going to start on the lottery. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. Oh, did the stream cut out for a second there? I don't know what that was. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. If you're just getting in here a little late, the Atlanta Hawks have acquired the 4th pick in the draft. They're going to take DeAndre Hunter with the 6th pick in the draft. Memphis has acquired the 6th pick from Phoenix. They are looking to take Darius Garland. Should the Bulls move up? Should the Bulls be on the phone with the Cleveland Cavaliers trying to acquire Darius Garland? Let me know in the comments below, man. I'll holler at y'all. Appreciate everybody for joining the live. I'm going to get up out of here. It's your boy, Pat the Designer.